Hello everybody, on TikTok, how you all going today? I thought I'd make a video about something that I'm very excited about. I'll just move my head for a second. Yep, it's official, another Shrek 5 movie is coming to cinemas in December 2026, maybe even earlier depending how quickly they get the film done. There are a few animated stuff that I love, like everyone knows I love The Simpsons, but Shrek is also another one of my favourite things growing up as a child. I remember watching the first Shrek movie on VHS until the tape nearly ran out. This was back in 2001. And Shrek 2 I loved even more. I wore that tape out as well when I had that on VHS. And then I think I watched it on DVD, because at least on DVD it didn't run out every time you watched it like it did on the video cassettes. I even remember carrying a Shrek toy around until one of my siblings spilt shit on it and it wasn't able to come off, and then I threw it out before I hit high school. And I also remember writing a song about him in grade 4 or grade 5, I think, roughly. And I love the characters like Shrek, Fiona, Donkey, Puss in Boots, who came in the second one. All the Shrek villains that they had, and just everything about it. Like Shrek the Third, I didn't like too much, and I also didn't really like Shrek Forever After either. That was probably the one that I didn't bother watching again, because let's be real, Shrek Forever After was supposed to be the final Shrek. There wasn't meant to be any more Shreks after that. Originally they were going to do Shrek 5 in 2013, but they scrapped the project and did the Puss in Boots spin-off film instead. I also watched the Puss in Boots spin-off film sequel that came out in late 2022 or early 2023. As much as I didn't like the last two Shrek films, I will give this one a chance, I reckon. And I'm pretty impressed by what they've done. Like, don't get me wrong, there's a lot of people on TikTok not liking how the animation is done either. I personally prefer the old style of animation. I don't really like the redesigns, but it would make sense that if Shrek's daughter Felicia is going to be a teenager, it would make sense that Shrek, Fiona and Donkey would have to have aged a little bit. I'll just move my head once more so you can get a full view picture. So far, from what I know, the original cast members are returning to reprise the voices of these characters, and I can't quite say the name of the woman who's going to voice Shrek's daughter. It's said in the trailer. But it's good that they have the original cast members back, like Mike Myers, Cameron Diaz, Eddie Murphy. Hopefully Antonio Banderas will come back and reprise the voice for Puss in Boots if he's in this film, because I'd like to think that he's going to be in it. Also, it'd be interesting to see who the villain's going to be in this upcoming film, because we still don't know yet. I doubt it would be Lord Farquaad or Fairy Godmother, because they were all killed at the end of their films. Lord Farquaad was eaten by a dragon and Fairy Godmother exploded into bubbles at the end of Shrek 2. Prince Charming may still be alive, because I remember at the end of Shrek the Third a tower fell on top of him, but it's unsaid whether he died or not. He may have survived. And Rumpelstiltskin, who was in Shrek Forever After, he was the only Shrek villain that didn't die, so it is likely that he might be the villain in this film as well, and maybe at the end of this film they might kill him off maybe, but it's a bit early to say yet because it's still 2 years away, so it's a pretty long time. I'm just guessing from a rough guess. I don't know if they might use Captain Hook again, who was also in the Shrek franchise, because we all know that he is the villain in the Peter Pan movies. And he's also had a bit to do in the Shrek franchise as well, because he was in Shrek 2 and Shrek the Third. The other alternative they might do is come up with a new villain, one that hasn't been in the story yet. It might be another ogre, or it might be a wicked witch. Or if they want to bring back a bit of nostalgia, they might bring back the ghost of Lord Farquhar. I don't know yet, but there's still ideas for alternatives that they could use for villains. It'd be very interesting to see what we get out of this film. Hopefully it'll bring back the goodness in Shrek, because I remember how much people loved the first two Shrek movies and all the singing and dancing and all the music. I also remember the Shrek soundtracks and playing them in the car. Everyone was always singing along to them. It might bring a bit of that back, because the soundtracks in the last two films weren't as good either, or especially Shrek Forever After soundtrack. Like, I probably may have brought that CD once, listened to it, and then didn't bother again, because their songs were shit, let's be real. But Shrek the Third soundtrack wasn't too bad, because it did have Wolfmother and Led Zeppelin, the Ramones, if that's how you say it, and a few other good bands on that soundtrack that was also corporated in the film. So hopefully they might bring back some good busting tunes in the soundtrack. I also hope that they might even bring a video game for this film as well, because I remember a lot of people brought the video games as well. I know a lot of people on TikTok are whinging about how Shrek and Fiona look a bit older and Donkey looks old, but hey, if their kids are grown up, it will make sense that they will be aging a bit by now, because that is reality. Parents do get old as their kids get older, so I don't understand why people are whinging about that. Pinocchio still looks the same, but I wonder if they'll still have Gingy, the Three Little Pigs, the Big Bad Wolf, and whatever other characters were in it. I wonder if they will still be alive in this. It'll be interesting to see. I know the magic mirror is going to be in it. And I also love the trailer, how it references all the TikTok trends of Shrek, because I wonder if they're going to incorporate that in this film as well. Like, because I know Shrek's meant to be set in like a medieval kind of world, but I wonder if they're going to introduce phones and social media and TikTok and all this stuff into the Shrek universe as well. It'd be interesting to see. Anyway, have a good day, and I reckon people who haven't watched the trailer yet should watch the trailer. And it definitely looks like it's legit. I don't think it's an AI generated thing, but give it a try anyway and tell me what you think.